Didn't the end leave you like wanting more?
No.
You got to hate watch it, if anything else.
I don't want to hate watch anything. I live a life where I try not to hate on anything other than Sidney Crosby. And I have a nice life because of that. So I don't want to hate watch anything. Watch it.
Just all right. Anyway. I feel like when I was watching it, I'm going to have a hard time only because I don't have the patience for the development that's going to take a whole season for this love triangle or whatever it is that's going to come together. And, I would assume that they're going to end up together at the end.
Yeah.
But it's just going to take forever. And for me, that's what I'm not looking forward to. But in terms of like the show itself, it kind of surprised me, Rose. I wasn't expecting it to be that raunchy. Not complaining because
I didn't think it was that raunchy.
Yeah.
There was showing bare,
but I also you watched Heated Rivalry, right, Dave?
I did.
Compared to Heated Rivalry, that was not very raunchy at all.
Well, that's the thing. Like I've only watched one episode of this, so I feel like there's more coming.
Yeah, I think I've heard from people who have watched more that it does get raunchier. But that first episode was like it kind of like
I wasn't expecting
walked you into the water a little bit.
I wasn't
expecting
expecting to have that in my face like right then and there. So it did catch me off guard.
Yeah, I think it was unnecessary. Like all the time they put things that are unnecessary, and the part about the friend, like the friend just changed.
She just walked in and took her clothes off.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. I didn't get the point of that. Like that was like unnecessary. Yeah,
gratuitous.
That was just gratuitous.
No, but that's
like,
exactly what it is. Like, what does that say in the script? Like,
but all of these shows are
Right.
silly though, Dave. Like it's supposed to be silly, and it's like it's entertaining. Like it's silly in an entertaining
way.
way.
The thing is.
What?
Go ahead, Rosie.
The actress, she's 19, and you guys have not watched a lot more. I'm not gonna say more, but they do protect her. Like
they have a body double.
No, nothing. Like
stunt
you won't see anything of her because she's 19. So I like that they're protecting her.
But within the construct of the show, that seems a little weird. If everybody else is going to be taking their clothes off, but the main character isn't.
I'm so sorry. I think shows don't need to show me a butt or.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that point.
I will say there was a butt very early in this episode, like very early on. It was like there was a butt like within the first minute you saw a butt, and it was like, all right, like. So, but it kind of from there, like it slowed a little bit. I thought it because of how quickly there was a butt, there was going to be way more of it. Yeah.
Right there. Yeah. Where are you going to go from there?
Right. Yeah, I guess. I just thought there would be it would be a little more considering how quickly that was presented, but it kind of tailed off throughout the episode. But I thought it was good. I liked it. I find the characters very intriguing. Like I think that there's they set up a lot in the first episode to be developed. I only watched the first episode. I know Rose has already watched it like twice.
No,
but,
I mean 5, but I'm waiting for my best friends to react to it because.
Okay.
So all right, before we get to the hockey aspect of this.
What hockey aspect?
The hockey aspect.
They actually played
that was
hockey.
The first scene, the hockey
yes,
aspect.
yes.
They actually played hockey on this show.
They did.
And we'll get to that in a second. But Rose, since you are the expert in this situation, why don't you give your review?
Okay, so first of all, my review, I don't know if they're doing the Bridgerton thing where one of the characters looks very good and then in the next season the other character looks good because only one of them, I think,
is handsome? Only one of them?
Graham. But as I was telling David, at the beginning when they put the TikTok, I was like, they're good looking, but I will not fall in love with them. Wow. I fell in love with Graham. I'm sorry. That guy.
Belmont Camelli?
Wow, what a name.
That guy. But the acting, like,
Belmont State's coming up soon.
For a 19-year-old and him, I think the acting was spot on.
Like,
what?
He's like 10 years older than her?
Yeah, 10 years
You
older.
thought the acting was good?
Of the leads.
Roy, come on. You're not going to have like cinematic Oscar-worthy acting in an Amazon Prime.
I have to criticize her saying that the acting was good of one of the leads.
Relative. You have to do relative.
Relative to the outcome?
Just the leads.
Really?
Because the
It never
rest,
dawned on me that it wasn't good acting. I feel like if I thought it was bad, I would have had that thought at some point, and I had never had that thought.
And if it was bad, you were cringed the entire time. And I was
I
like,
did.
Eh.
You know what, Rose? They distracted me with the nudity. I wasn't thinking about the
It's
acting.
a heady play.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a heady play by KG Vets.
It's
let
a
me tell
butt
you.
play.
For anybody that hasn't, like...
What is the matter with you?
This is what happens when we start getting into, like, these
we're gonna
topics
be
that are
silly.
going to bring out the immaturity in me. Like, I'm not equipped for this.
But I do agree with Rose. Like, I thought the acting... Yeah, I agree with you, Dave. Like, there was not a point where I was ever like maybe like when they're dancing and singing a little bit, it was kind of cringy. But like, because I'm not like a big musical guy or anything. But I thought overall, like, it was pretty solid, and it didn't really ever make me cringe at one point.
Me
Like
neither. I would do what she did with the singing. I would.
Yeah,
stand
the
up
singing
and
scene
start
was
singing.
cute.
And you would dance around with a
The
mop.
singing was cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course I would. I did it in the pandemic. Come on. Who did it?
Also, I was a bit confused by this. She seems to be on the janitorial staff, but why is she in the locker room cleaning up the towels in this situation? Don't she have a
Isn't she
training
like
staff for that?
she's like a team manager?
Yeah,
right?
I think she's like an arena manager. So she like works the
Let me
concessions.
explain.
She cleans
Hold
everything
on.
up.
Rosa's
Like,
got it.
So, as you understand, the two main characters, Garrett, he's a player, and he's gonna. Well, I don't know if they already mentioned where he's gonna go and what.
Yeah, they've
what
talked
his
about the
dreams.
Boston Bruins.
Okay,
They've talked
his
about
dreams,
how
the
his
Boston
dad
Bruins.
is like
On
one of the
NHL
best.
Network, by the way, nice little.
Yeah,
combination of
right?
a couple
There
of
you
guys
go. Then you have Hannah. But Hannah, she has a scholarship, but she
musical
needs to work.
scholarship,
Yeah, but she needs to work 3 jobs, and one of the jobs it is to be like there. The other one is cleaning, and the other one is
The bar,
the
Malone's.
Where
bar.
he performs.
Malone's, I believe. Is
Malone's is the name of the bar. Yeah,
Yeah,
looks like
the
a fun place. I would hang out at Malone's. That place looked fun.
Nah, karaoke.
Wait, hold on. Can I say that the biggest critique I had of this show is the house that they all live in is the nicest college house you'll ever see in your entire life. That is not what a dude's house in college looked
accurate.
like. Okay, I
Maybe
lived
in the Northeast.
I lived in a dude house in college. My house did not look like that. I did not know
No.
any dudes that lived in a house that looked that nice. That was not that was my biggest critique of the show. They
I'm
got to
with
make
you
the
on this,
house
Ethan.
a little more rundown.
They tried to make it into a hockey house because they're the shower's clogged with the condom.
Yeah.
But then the house is like pristine. so you can't.
By the way, that's the other thing. What the hell are you over here carrying a used condom with your bare hand for?
Well, because he just pulled it out of the shower, so it was.
With
fine.
your bare hand?
Yeah, you know,
He didn't know it was going to be down there. He was cleaning out the
gloves.
pipes.
Use gloves.
They're
to clean.
teammates. That's playing into the guy trope.
I was gonna say that would be like the most guy thing about that is cleaning without
No,
using.
like what
latex
really would have
gloves.
happened is he would have thrown it at whoever he thought it belonged to. That's the first thing. Like you would have walked up behind him, smacked him across the face with it, and say, "Please don't pick up after yourself."
Okay, the hockey aspect of the show.
No,
was-
wait. Before the hockey aspect, because so people know, what happens is she has good grades. He doesn't. He wants her to tutor him, and she has a crush on a musician. So pretty much they do a deal to pretend that they're hooking up. So that's the premises. Very
premises.
interesting.
It's an
She's
interesting
on the
premise.
premises.
It is a new interesting premise
She's
that
all
I'm
that.
excited to see because I listen. I've watched like the coming up and the what's next on off campus or whatever, and I could basically tell you what's going to happen from seeing that. Or at least what I expect is going to happen, which is these two are going to fall in love. They're going to have a hard time. Actually, the guy she's crushing on is going to start wanting to have her, and she's going to have a hard time leaving the guy. And the guy, Garrett's going to have whatever.
Ruining the whole
It's going to be a
show
lot of.
for us.
I'm not ruining the whole
Oh,
thing.
he's not
I'm just
ruining anything.
predicting what I expect will happen because
predicting, yeah.
romance shows and movies tend to be very predictable.
All right, the hockey aspect of this show was not good. Explain why, Dave.
Okay, so he's supposedly he's a draft pick of the Bruins. He's their best player by far. He's their new captain, even though he's just a junior. See, I'm paying attention, Rose. But then he goes out there and he has the most mental soft game I've ever seen from anyone.
In the first period.
Well, but that's the thing. If he's that temperamental, he can go from he lost 2 faceoffs. He's throwing F-bombs around. He's freaking out. He's missing one-timers by 5 feet. And then he goes off the ice and he takes a walk. I don't know what the hell that is. You just leave the locker room. You walk to a randomly quiet part of the arena.
Well, we had
here,
skateboards
you
on.
see that? Look how pissed off he was in the first period. Like that. What is? But then he comes back after seeing a little musical performance, and he's Connor McDavid.
I thought that was cute. I thought it was cute. He kind of he had been angry because of spoiler alert. Again, if you're watching this, assume
just
there are
giving
going to
away
be
the show.
spoilers.
Just
So
giving
spoiler
away the
alert.
spoiler.
He's upset that his dad came to visit and told him something that pissed him off right before the game, and he is having a hard time with that. But then he sees this girl living her life so freely, just enjoying herself, and he's like, "Oh, that's that love for hockey that I have. I need to just let myself enjoy the game." And he goes out and they ball out and win
Good
big
job,
time.
E. Vulnerability. And you know what? The shots are very cinematic, so I don't know what you
So
don't
you
like about
remember when that video came out, the Amazon Prime video of Connor McDavid screaming his head off in the locker room because he was so pissed
Yes.
off? If he would have just taken a walk instead of getting all pissed, just take a walk to the
Just
other
take
side
a
of Amazon
respect
Bay.
found the
Take
janitor
a
girl
take a
dancing
lead.
around
The
singing
finals
Elton
would have
John.
changed on a dime. Could have changed the whole series. Chris Knobloch would still have a job.
All right, we want to thank you, thank everybody who joined us to watch the Wild Avalanche game for Game 5 during our Stanley Cup Playoff Watchalong. That was nice, everybody. I hope you had a good time. And great game, an elimination game.
And a fast overtime.
And a fast overtime.
Fast overtime.
There was an elimination. Our next Hockey Show Watchalong will be Wednesday, May 20th, Game 1 of the Western Conference Final between the Avalanche and the Golden Knights. So please join us as we watch the beginning of who will join us.
Who won? It's a big gap, right?
Yeah. I mean, her hand's up. I'm over here distracted. But who will join whoever wins in the Eastern Conference for the Stanley Cup Final? Go ahead, Rosie.
And this was episode 1. Prepare for episode 2. And prepare because there's going to be a scene that I'm going to replay for you guys.
Oh, great. I'm looking forward to that.
So I'm looking forward to this element of watching it. I don't, the show.
What, me getting annoyed?
Well,
yeah.
I feel like the communal conversation about it, experience, that could be fun. But
hey, people are going to love your thoughts on the show.
We're certainly going to be analyzing the hockey
watching.
elements. No,
I've stopped
just watch the hockey, if nothing else.
That would mean I would have to watch the episode.
But just fast forward. You get to the hockey.
You have
see
to
ice.
watch the episode. And the difference between this one and Here Rivalry, I know. Here Rivalry, both their worlds are hockey, so it's a little bit more hockey. Here, it's just one of them is the world, but you see some hockey.
Okay.
Okay, see you for the episode 2. Sorry.
That's great. Remember to subscribe to the Hockey Show on YouTube at the Hockey Show DLS. We are on TikTok at the Hockey Show 7 and on X, Instagram, and Threads at the Hockey Show DLS. Thanks again for Brad Williams for joining us, and I'm sorry that the Ducks lost. I know it's disappointing for you. Hopefully you can continue to watch the rest of these playoffs. For Danny, for Ethan, for Rosie, and for David Unroy Bellamy, we will see you next week. And remember to watch our Stanley Cup Playoff Watch-Along this upcoming Wednesday as the Golden Knights and Avalanche face off in Game 1 for the Western Conference Final. We will see you next week.